Where's life good right now?
There are so many choices. I almost just went with the purple Big 12 teams, but I decided to save it specifically.
Purple Big 12 teams. I like that. I like that a lot.
I decided to save it specifically for the Fighting Jerome Tangs. Because we have to talk about this.
I love Jerome Tang is doing okay. I said Tang is doing the dang thing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Gosh, I'm such a poet. Oh my gosh. But yes, please tell me about Jerome Tang.
They scored 116 points at the Moody Center. That is a thing that happened. I mean, you look at, they're beating everybody. Incredibly, Butler ended up with one of the best wins in the country, which I find absolutely hilarious. Very, very bizarre, but that's the world we're living in right now. Now, they do have Baylor, TCU, and Kansas in their next 4 games. We're going to find out just how good they are here. But the most interesting part of this, and just the fact that they've won so many games and have a couple Big 12 wins under their belt, when I checked, I think it was yesterday, KenPom had them finishing 21-10. And losing every single game they're playing on the road the rest of the season, and still finishing 21-10. They're almost to the point where they have to self-implode not to make the NCAA tournament, just because you would hope they win some games at home, and they've already done so much good work. I understand they don't have great wins outside of this Texas one, and they're going to get their opportunities in the Big 12. That non-conference schedule wasn't good, but they just beat everybody they were supposed to. Nearly came back against Butler, and they've carried it over so far into Big 12 play. Marquise Noel and Keontae Johnson, are turning into one of the best duos in the country somehow, some way. And, Marquise Noel did some good things last season, but what he did to Texas was just out of this world. And
go ahead.
I said it since Baylor won the national championship. Why this guy didn't have a head coaching job, I will never understand. And it got to the point where he was going to be picky about it because he was clearly one of the top choices out there, and he wasn't going to take a program he didn't feel like he could turn around. I had full faith. I said I thought they were going to be better than people expected, which wasn't saying all that much. I didn't think they were going to be this. I'm also not stunned by it because this is the guy that everybody should have been trying to hire. I don't know how many people did, and he just said no. But he picked a program that, has some recent Big 12 championship success and has been one of the better programs in the conference outside of Kansas and Baylor. And here you are.
Here you are. I think I think people's in their head, Kansas State of late has been worse than Kansas State of late has actually been. Just 100%. Generally speaking. But 13-1, doing the dang thing. You know what I'm saying? That might be the Kansas State Texas game specifically. That might be the wildest box score for a regulation basketball game I have ever seen. Are you kidding me? 219 points in regulation? What? Excuse me? There are games that will go to 4 overtimes that we'll be talking about late randomly in Missouri Valley Conference play. It's oh my gosh, Valpo and Evansville are not not good basketball teams, but they could go to 4 overtimes and neither team would score 116 points or 103 points for that matter. Just so they're said, the two teams combined, they took 69 free throws. 69. Kansas State made 31 of their. When you get 31 points while the clock is not moving, yeah, okay, all right. Scoring 116 points becomes much more doable. 13 of 24 from the 3-point line. Texas was a measly 11 of 27. Man, slouch. Pretty good day from the field for Texas. 35 of 68, 51% from the field. Kansas State laughs at your 51.5%, raises you to 60, 36 of 60 from the floor. Just an absolute ludicrous box score. Keontae Johnson and Marquise Noel were 19 of 31 from the field combined, 7 of 14 from the 3-point line. Granted, 6 of 10 was from Noel, but and then they were 19 of 19 from the free throw line. Okay, cool. I was is there a typo? How every once in a while you'll get a typo on one of these scoreboards and someone's got 1,007 points, or there's 36 minutes left in the first half, those kind of things. I guess not, but yes, it is as surprising as it is that Kansas State is like truly a factor, just like full stop a factor, it's equally as unsurprising that Jerome Tang seems to have hit the ground running and then gotten up to a sprint pretty darn fast as the new head coach at K-State.
They're going to be good. They're going to be good for a long time if this is the starting point.
Well, how good of a job does it take to get him to leave?
Oh.
If in 4 years, K-State has a Big 12 title, they've been to
an awfully good one.
They've been to the Sweet 16 a couple of times, an Elite 8 maybe.
I'm convinced he's convinced he can win there.
Seems like he was right.
Scott,
I've seen
stuff. Yeah, I've seen Scott. Yeah, he was more right than anybody knew. Apparently, I've seen stuff. I think saying that basically Scott Drew said, "I'm not letting you leave until it's a really good job. You're not just leaving for a job." Because he just got to the point where he was too good to just take a job. They missed it. Everybody missed their opportunity.
Right.
I don't think he has any interest in leaving unless it's essentially a blue blood. Or, I mean, going back to Baylor, I could see. But also, I don't see Scott Drew going anywhere.
Drew's got like
soon,
15 more years if he wanted him. I don't even know. It could be more than that. How old is Scott Drew? That's a good question.
Late 50s, maybe. Yeah. So to answer your question,
52. Yeah, he's got 20 more years if he wants. 20. I mean, he could coach 25 more years if he wanted to.
Yeah. I don't see any. Now, of course, things could change very quickly. I think this is more of a destination than people give it credit for. I'll end it by saying that.
32 years old Scott Drew was when he took